The New South Wales Nationals have taken a stand, calling for a moratorium on projects and what they call a full stock take of the potential damage to regional areas. New South Wales Nationals leader Dugald Saunders joins me now live from Sydney. Good to talk to you, Dugald. Tell us what's going on here, because I know in the regional areas there are winners, people who have wind turbines on their property and get annual lease payments and the like. They love this, but others just miss out.
Look, in pretty simple terms, what I've asked for this afternoon is just a stock take where every piece of infrastructure, every project that is in the planning system could be actually assessed properly, and we see where, for example, the first renewable energy zone, the Central West Orana Res, which is where my electorate is actually up to. Because I can tell you it is completely overblown as to what the original plan was. The original plan had 3 gigawatts of power coming out of that res. It's now aspirationally gone to double that with at least 4.5 gigs and probably more like 6. And in the planning system at the moment, Chris, over 12 gigawatts of power. So more than 4 times the original plan is what we're facing in that Central West Orana res. And the cumulative impact of that across the community is devastating, and people are feeling completely under pressure. So a stock take is the best thing to do to give people a bit of clarity about the future.
Tell us about the main concerns, because as I mentioned, obviously there are benefits and there's been jobs and people at least going to the regions temporarily to build these wind farms and solar farms and the like. But is it the destruction of the natural environment that is or the visual amenity of the areas that's the biggest concern?
Look, it's a bit of everything, to be honest. And if you look at it from a farming perspective, obviously it's utilising agricultural land in many cases. If you look at it from a community perspective and a council perspective, it's putting more pressure on a range of assets like water, sewer, waste, which simply some councils don't have capacity to upgrade without significant help from the government, which at this point in time is not there and it's not being promised. So, you've got towns like Mudgee and Dugald, which are right in the heart of this renewable energy zone, with plans for another 2,500 to 4,000 people over the next 5 years. There's just not capacity to house those people. There's not capacity to deal with the waste, the water, the sewer, you name it. There's a big problem brewing here that government at the moment, for whatever reason, is not actually taking notice of. And look, The former Federal Energy Infrastructure Commissioner, Andrew Dyer, was pretty clear in his report in February, which was do not continue an ad hoc rollout of renewables, plan it properly, and make sure you know where they can or can't be.
You were part of a coalition government in New South Wales not 5 minutes ago that was full on for this renewable build out under Matt Keane, the Energy Minister, who's now the renewable czar for the federal government. Where are you now? Do you join with the federal coalition in supporting nuclear? Because that will get rid of the need for so much of the transmission and a lot of that extra renewable build out.
Look, the point about the transition to renewables is, if managed well, it can work. And look, I've looked at other parts of the world. I've visited other parts of the world.
Let me just jump in there, Dugald. Let me just jump in there, Dugald. Do you believe that Australia can function on a renewables plus storage electricity grid?
No, I don't. Not only that. No, I don't. I think you need a mix of power, and part of the mix would be renewables. I think it's already going to be part of the mix.
Yeah, but should part of the mix be nuclear?
Well, look, we're leaving that to the federal government to deal with our federal coalition colleagues about. But I think we'll hear more about that as we head towards a federal election when a date is actually named. But
well, it's pretty clear that the federal Nationals and Liberals support nuclear power. Surely the state coalition in New South Wales will support it, no?
We think everything should be on the table. Simple as that. Everything should be on the table, from gas, nuclear, renewables, storage capacity, whatever there is. To get cheap, reliable power, Chris, you need everything in the mix. So, yes, that has to include nuclear. It should include gas. It needs to include coal for as long as it can, because without it, you don't get a proper mix and you don't get the benefits of everything.
Great.
The point is, though, regional areas need to be the beneficiaries, not just the biodiversity offsets for city areas.
Yeah, well said, Dugald. Thanks for joining us.